Hello everybody, welcome back to NatFit 360 TV. I'm your host Chris Shepler. Today we have a very special guest with us, Mateo from Auspicious Fitness. Mateo, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. Really happy to be here.
Well, great. Why don't you tell our viewers to start off a little bit about yourself and Auspicious Fitness and what you guys have to offer.
Of course. Obviously, I got started in the fitness industry with, I guess, a neat story, as you would say. A lot of people do have a neat story how they got started. This was about 6 years ago when I went to work out at a gym, and my girlfriend was looking for a part-time job at the front desk, and I just started chit-chatting with the GM.
Okay.
And we hit it off more than her trying to get the job for the front desk. And about 2 weeks later, I was working for them.
Oh, very nice.
So that's how I got started. And then after that, I worked there for a few months. I left, decided to go open up a restaurant. And I guess fitness was just calling me back. And
so let me get this straight. You actually had found a bit of a calling, it sounds like, in fitness, and then went to the restaurant industry. So what was behind the restaurant industry foray?
Well, I actually ever since I started working, I started in the restaurant industry.
Okay.
And so I've been doing that for many years, and finally got the courage and got the family together to go ahead and open up a restaurant. And it was a Mexican restaurant, and obviously there's a lot of good dishes there that we had to make some adjustments to make them healthy and still good. And a couple of years later, just I needed to come back to this, and so I came back and
been there ever since.
Yes.
Very nice. So it sounds like it's been quite a journey for you over the last 6 years.
Yeah, I'm fortunate enough to do it 2 years ago. I worked for that same company again at the gym for 2.5, maybe 3 years.
Okay.
And then I got the courage again to start my own company. Fortunate enough, blessed to be able to open up a studio at my house. So
nice.
The commute
and this is Auspicious Fitness.
This is
correct?
Auspicious
Okay.
Fitness. This is 2 years ago. And obviously the commute, that kind of brought it down a little bit.
Sure.
And
right?
so
from the living room to the garage, so to speak.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so just put some money in there and made sure that it was nice and that you didn't feel like you're in someone's garage.
Right.
So it's a nice little place, and I mean I literally have all my clients go there to do the training, and that's where it takes place, and that's where a lot of these things happen. To be able to transform some of these bodies that I've been able to work with.
Now, when you first got started, was the process, did you find it difficult to acquire new clients? Was it relatively easy? Talk to us about kind of how you got the business going.
Again, I feel blessed. I feel just truly blessed with the people that I've surrounded myself with over the years, working at the gym where I was working at, establishing strong relationships and making sure that, no bridges were burned. Even with the people that I worked at the gym, I still visit there and I still work out of that gym. And, no foul, no harm done, on either end. And everyone knows what I do. And just by establishing, I think, those relationships, the word got out what I was doing.
Okay.
And I was encouraged by several people there that, some of the people or the members, they asked me, why don't you do this? You seem to have a passion for helping people, and you actually know your stuff, and then they're comparing me to other trainers, and
right.
I don't know if you've experienced this before, but like being at a gym where the trainers don't seem to fit the part.
Yes, I fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, have had. I'm quintessentially always had a gym membership, never quite used it. Obviously, with the transformation that you guys can follow on Naturally Fit 360 TV, I'm in the process of changing that.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, the transformation. Yeah, 90 days. Let's see what we can put Chris through the ringer. So I'm very excited about it. But to go with what you were saying, it's the idea where you. Thank you, appreciate it. Where you have the gym membership, right, and maybe you show up and maybe that assistance isn't quite there. I know from a personal standpoint, and I'm sure our viewers can understand this process. You walk into the gym, it can be a very intimidating environment. What machine does what? Am I doing it right? Am I getting the results?
Yeah.
So,
No, it's definitely an intimidating atmosphere. I mean, me being there for almost 3 years and meeting so many people that want to make that change, that want to make a lifestyle change, but fortunately and unfortunately for me, I got to see the real process, the real business aspect, the monster that's behind the fitness industry. That's obviously, that's what it is. And to be given to have the opportunity for a trainer there, unfortunately, just the way it's structured, it's really hard for even a true trainer that's passionate about what he's doing to be able to do a lot of the things that I'm able to do over here, because I don't have
sets of rules and regulations.
Someone telling me, exactly. And you have, of course, you have to have a structure. It is a business, and it's a successful business at that. But at the same time, to be able to reach everyone, it's pretty hard.
Well, it sounds to me like you really have to add a level of customization, so to speak, to people's routines. And I've often experienced in that. Sometimes you go into a standard mainstream gym where maybe you can, maybe you can't, depending on the corporate policies. It's sometimes tough. So it sounds like that's a reoccurring theme we've seen on the show from a lot of personal trainers and people who have started training facilities, studios, and gyms, is the idea of, hey, I need to know that depending on what type of client walks through the door, I've got to change it up, make it different.
No, and it's along those lines. It's very. Again, another thing is that I feel blessed to have that opportunity to be able to influence people individually, on a personal basis.